Lord spake to Moses, saying, In the first month, in the first day of the month, thou shalt raise the tabernacle of witnessing, and thou shalt set the ark therein, and thou shalt leave a veil before it. And when the board is borne in, thou shalt set thereon those things that be commanded justly, either by the law. The candlestick shall stand with his lanterns, and the golden altar, wherein the incense is burnt before the ark of witnessing. Thou shalt set a curtain in the entering of the tabernacle, and before it thou shalt set an altar of burnt sacrifice. Thou shalt set the washing vessel betwixt the altar and the tabernacle, which washing vessel thou shalt fill with water. And thou shalt encompass the great porch and the entering thereof with curtains. When thou hast taken the oil of anointing, thou shalt anoint the tabernacle with his vessels, that those be hallowed, the altar of burnt sacrifice, and all the vessels thereof, the washing vessel with his foundament or base. Thou shalt anoint all things with the oil of anointing, that they be holy of holy things. And thou shalt present Aaron and his sons to the door of the tabernacle of witnessing. When they be washed with water, thou shalt clothe them in holy clothes, that they minister to me, and that the anointing of them profit into everlasting priesthood. Moses did all things that the Lord commanded. Therefore in the first month of the second year, in the first day of the month, the tabernacle was set. And Moses reared it, and he set the boards and bases and bars, and he ordained pillars. And he stretched out the roof upon the tabernacle, and he put a covering above, as the Lord commanded. He put also the witnessing, that is, the tables of the law, in the ark, and he set the bars within, and God's answering place above. And when he had brought the ark into the tabernacle, he hanged a veil before it, that he should fulfill the commandment of the Lord. He set it also the board in the tabernacle of witnessing, at the north coast, without the veil. And he ordained the loaves of setting forth before, as the Lord commanded to Moses. He set also the candlestick in the tabernacle of witnessing, even against the board, in the south side. And he set the lanterns by order, by the commandment of the Lord. He put also the golden altar under the roof of witnessing, that is, of the tabernacle, against the veil. And he burnt thereon incense of sweet-smelling spiceries, as the Lord commanded to Moses. He set also a curtain in the entering of the tabernacle, and the altar of burnt sacrifice, in the porch of the witnessing, and he offered there burnt sacrifice, and sacrifices as the Lord commanded. Also, he ordained the washing vessel betwixt the tabernacle of witnessing and altar, and filled it with water. And Moses and Aaron and his sons washed their hands and their feet therein. When they entered into the tabernacle of the bond of peace, and nigh to the altar, as the Lord commanded to Moses. He reared also the great porch, by compass of the tabernacle and of the altar, and set it a curtain in the entering thereof. After that all things were perfectly made. A cloud covered the tabernacle of witnessing, and the glory of the Lord filled it. Neither Moses might enter into the tabernacle of the bond of peace, while the cloud covered all things, and the majesty of the Lord shined, for the cloud covered all things. If any time the cloud left the tabernacle, the sons of Israel went forth by their companies. If the cloud hanged there above, they dwelled in the same place. For the cloud of the Lord rested on the tabernacle by day, and fire in the night, in the sight of the people of Israel, by all their dwellings.